He looked me in the eyes and said, "She's my mother. I can't go against her." That night, I realised I wasn't fighting for my marriage. I was fighting against the woman who raised the man I loved. But the day she turned on him too, he finally learned what I'd been trying to tell him all along. My name is Emily Carter. I'm 32 from Portland, Oregon. I met my husband Ryan in college. He was kind, protective, gentle. We got married 3 years after graduation. But one person never approved, his mother, Janet. She smiled to my face but made it clear I wasn't the right fit. She wanted Ryan to marry someone from her perfect circle. Still, I tried my best. Flowers on her birthday, Sunday dinners, constant kindness. But no matter what I did, I was never enough for her. The trouble began when Ryan and I bought our first home. It was only 20 minutes from Janet's house, too close. Within days, she had a spare key, just in case. Soon, she was everywhere, rearranging, judging, interfering. Every time I complained, Ryan sighed. "She's just trying to help," he'd say. But it wasn't help. It was control, slow and suffocating. She whispered lies to him, twisted everything I said, and Ryan started believing her. One night I came home early. Their voices echoed from the living room. "She's holding you back," Janet said coldly. "If she loved you, she'd never keep you from family." Ryan said nothing, and that silence told me everything. The next day, he asked me to move out. "Just for a while," he said, but it broke my heart. I left with one suitcase and 1,000 tears. For months, I waited for him to call. He never did. Then one morning, my phone rang. It was Ryan, and his voice sounded broken. "Mom and I aren't talking anymore," he said. "Can we meet?" When I saw him at the cafe, he looked like a stranger. Tired eyes, shaky hands, and guilt written all over his face. He told me Janet had moved in after I left. At first, it felt comforting, until it didn't. She took over everything, his home, his job, his peace. And when he pushed back, she exploded. She screamed, cried, accused, manipulated, until she finally cut him off completely. And that's when Ryan said softly, "What she did to you, she did to me too." Tears filled his eyes. "I chose her over you, and still, she destroyed both of us." I wanted to hate him, but all I felt was sadness and understanding. He told me he was in therapy, trying to unlearn the patterns she'd built in him. And slowly, I saw the man I fell in love with again. The one who stood beside me, not behind her. We didn't rush back into marriage. We rebuilt, one conversation at a time. Now, Janet lives alone in her big, quiet house. Ryan visits, but on his own terms. And every time he leaves her place, he calls me, just to say, "Thank you for never giving up on me." Maybe our story isn't perfect, but it's real and it's healing. Because sometimes love has to break, to grow back stronger. And the hardest lesson of all, you can't save someone from their past until they see it for themselves. If this story touched your heart, please like, share and subscribe.